All right, welcome. My name is Tommy Linnik. I'm here with Shawn, Shirley, and a few of our team members. We're here to do a high-level training on how to get you some more referrals, because that's the name of the game, right? Shawn, you wanna say hello?
Unmute there, guys. Hey guys, my name is Shawn Shirley. Thanks for letting me join you guys here today. Yeah, Tommy and I are going to show you what we do after someone's contracted, but before the installation, and then what we do on installation day and post installation day to basically drop some seeds so we can down the road harvest those. So yeah, that's what we're going to show you guys today.
And I appreciate that, Shawn. Yeah, I've been in solar for going on 5 years now. 130 plus systems under my belt, and primarily for the last year, it's all been referral. I've not door knocked. I've tried cold called a little bit, but I'm not as good as I used to be. It's pretty much all from networking and referrals. So that's the only goal, is we want to be able to make sure that you guys know our process and how to fine tune it and make it yours. Like make it Kiko's, like make it Frankie's, make it Shawn's, like add little things, little nuggets in there, and who knows, like find something that works for you and build off of it so that you can build a referral based business as well as us.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just to add on to that, I mean, a similar situation for me. I've been in the industry for about 5 years as well, across a variety of roles. I worked for some of the largest companies in the nation before starting my own business with the Powur platform. And like Tommy, 100% of my business comes from my past customers that have installed systems or people I've met through networking, whether it be, BNI or other means. So, we're going to teach a lot of different things over time, but yeah, the number one thing you can do is someone that has solar, turn them into a raving fan, right? That's it. So cool. We'll get started.
Yeah. I mean, so before I even go another slide further, guys, what is the most important thing in solar energy and in sales is having more customers. And when you leave a house and you install solar, the worst thing that you can do, the biggest disservice that you can do to yourself and your homeowner, is not have them ready to spread the word. So I like to think of the process as planting seeds, right? So I like to say it's seeding for referrals. If you look at a seeding process, I mean, look it up on Google, you're going to see something like this. Like, you got to get the timing right. The goal with seeding is to start having your seedlings ready to go outside when the weather is favorable, right? We want to prepare the soil. We want to start planting. We want to water. We want to feed them. We want to repeat and add light and move the seedlings outdoors to different pastures. And it's a lot like referrals. We have to seed for referrals. And if you look at most solar salespeople all over like Facebook and Instagram, and whenever homeowners ask a question, God forbid they do that in any group, any chat that has to do with home improvement, well, this is their experience. Here's the homeowner. Hey, I got a question about solar. Does anyone know a good provider? Hey, I heard you looking for solar quote. And they just start scrolling towards the homeowner, commenting, liking. Homeowner becomes aware. So something's happening. There's too many of them. takes it away. Yeah, so that's the process of solar energy sales for most homeowners. And
Bro,
that's
that is no exaggeration, dude. That was hilarious.
yeah, that's literally the reason why everyone is more inclined to buy when they are referred and they are going to look for someone that can help them out. Okay. So sorry while I fix this up. The first step in the solar referral process, pre-installation and really pre everything, is getting the timing right. Same thing when you're planting your seeds. Before you do everything, you have to time this. So the seeding begins on the discovery call for me. I'm going to let homeowners and prospects know that most of my business comes by way of referral, and that I'm sure that their family and friends are going to be super excited that they're even beginning to look into solar when they talk to them. Like, I'm kind of framing that in their mind that they're going to be talking to them, regardless of if they were thinking about it or not. I'm letting them know, like, hey, they're going to be so excited when you tell them that you're even checking out solar with me or whoever else. Because people like to know that they're not the only ones referring you. Like, you're not the only ones that are doing business with you. People like doing business with people that do business, not the other way around, right? No one wants to work with like the guy who's flying by night and no one's ever heard of him, and he's coming through with some like killer sales deals, and it's not how it works nowadays. Too much information out there, and homeowners they're knowledgeable of this, so that's why they ask for good professional references, and why you want to start seeding it early. Like, you're not selling them a referral dream of making $1,000. It's not that big of a deal, but getting the process out there starts on my very first touch. And the second is going to be preparing the soil. So when I introduced the ambassador program, after we got our discovery call out the way, I had their utility bill in hand. I've created a proposal, and the next time I talk to them is going to be the consultation, right? It's a two-step process. We've built a referral-based business, and we don't get referrals because people feel sorry about our bad haircuts. I'd like to think maybe I might get one or two here and there that way, but primarily it's because we do the job right. And you also happen to have this $1,000 referral program being in Powur. That's called the Ambassador Program. And we like to think that we do a great job, and we like to refer our homeowners $1,000 for instilling their trust in us, and it helps pay their system off faster. Everything's in the idea, like in the sense of helping the homeowner with a win-win-win, right? So we're winning, they're winning, their friends are going to be winning, saving money. And what would they do with an extra $1,000 every month? It doesn't take a lot for us to install a solar system and have one neighbor be interested, let alone family members. Help them build a list, help them understand what they need to do, make it easy for them. The $1,000 ambassador program is something we bring up in every single presentation. It's free to join. You get a $1,000 commission anytime someone's interested in solar, and that's kind of the main purpose of today is letting you know how we're going to get some interest with people around the homeowners. So, because we're always going to run into that one person that's not going to know anyone. That's just what they believe. We got to change that mindset. We have to teach them what we need and how to get it. So once we introduced that ambassador program and we got our homeowner ready to go solar, everything is going to be in mind of, we got to frame it. We got to teach them exactly what they need to do and say in order to make the best outcome possible. So for HOAs, this becomes really easy. HOAs generally need to have some homeowners that are in their adjacent buildings, or their neighbors sign an architectural agreement, basically letting them know, hey, I'm going to be going solar. There's probably going to be a little bit of noise. We just wanted to let you know. This is especially pertinent in condo complexes, but most HOAs around America do this as well. So generally, it's got to be letting the neighbors know that you're going to be getting solar. They have to sign something sometimes. And that's an easy way to be able to, get out there and meet them yourself, meet their neighbors. If they're having trouble going out to actually introduce themselves to their neighbors, do it yourself. Introduce yourself as the solar sales rep, solar consultant, helping them out, helping the whole community, making it bigger than just you, because it's not just you, it's not just them, it's the whole community, always the bigger picture, right? So that HOA is really easy to introduce people and get some word out. If you're in a community where it's not an HOA, maybe there's no community app, there's no something like Town Square, which is a way for them to communicate to each other. And we see it in a lot of HOA communities. There's nothing like that. Nextdoor app, and I'll let Shawn kind of go into Nextdoor. I know he's going to talk about that in a little bit, but I've noticed in the past, you have to teach the homeowner how to introduce you. That is the most important part of the referral process. Getting them to introduce you through a three-way text message is by far that's my cream of the crop, right? Because it's easy to get someone's email on the phone. It's easy to do that. But if they refer you through email, you might never get that phone number. And you might never actually be able to get on the phone and talk to them. If they're able to put you on a three-way text with that person and just introduce you as the trusted advisor that's going to be helping them out and would like to make an introduction, well, then you have their name, you have their phone number, and if they don't respond to the text when you introduce yourself, well, then you can reach out and make the phone call. Email is always going to be easiest to get over the phone. There's never, if you already have their number, there's zero chance that you're not going to be able to get an email if you talk to that person or whatever comes right after.
I always tell my guys, something I learned in BNI though is like, if someone just gives you information, that's a lead. If someone's introducing you to someone, that's a referral. We want all referrals here. We don't just want another lead list. We can buy those anywhere. So that's a great point. I would emphasize that for sure. You want that introduction and that, hey, this is what Tommy was able to do for me. Let him, what he's typically going to do is get your utility bill and figure out, what your house looks like, and then run some numbers for you. Let me go ahead and put you on a text for the three altogether versus, hey, I'll have my solar guy call you. Then they don't know what the process is or what they're going to get out of it. Here, they know they're getting that solar savings report value proposition. It's the same way that the homeowner started. And so they know they're in that same framework that is something we do all the time.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Shawn. What I like to think of it as is it's similar. Like my background is door knocking, right? I door knocked for many years in the beginning of my career to get me where I need to be, and it's the foundation of solar. And I like to think of it as the same thing as getting inside the home or sitting down, getting to a spot with the homeowner after you knock to sit down and kind of review things. Because if you're sitting down with each other, you're not a stranger anymore. Whereas if you're trying to just pull the bill from the door and doing everything you can to get to the meter and transitioning there and then try to follow up for the appointment later, well, I mean, you're still a stranger at that point. But if you get to a sitting position where you're just going to grab a corner of a table and write some information down to set up the homeowner so they understand the programs, you're more of a guest at that point. And it's the same thing here. If they just don't know what to say and you're expecting them to send you a referral, how do they even know how to word it correctly? What if the referral that they have in mind has a bunch of questions? You don't want them to answer anything. You want it to all be sent back to you. Direct all questions to me. I don't know, but my solar energy consultant Tommy is great with that. He'll be able to explain all that. Oh, financing might be an issue. Well, Tommy's great with this. He'll be able to explain how it all works and all the different programs that they have. You want to always have them push everything off to you and just make it really simple. All they want to say is if they're interested in getting a free solar savings report, free evaluation, doesn't take any time at all. It's super easy. It's super fast. It's super innovative. It's all done over virtual. There's nothing that the homeowner should be saying that's alarming. So you have to let them know. And we like to put the neighborhood on notice when we do these things. So here's an easy way to increase a little bit of the the chances of you getting a referral with a homeowner that maybe doesn't have a lot of friends, or they just live in a community that there's not an HOA. It's the apology knock. So before installation is when we want to start seeding for referrals in the neighborhood. And this is a huge winner for referral generation, is have them knock on their neighbor's door to be that nice neighbor that's letting them know, hey, it's going to be a little noisy tomorrow or next week. We're getting solar energy installed. We're saving a bunch of money. I have a great solar energy consultant. I'm sure you've had all of these door knockers around here that have been just banging down your door too. I said the heck with it, and I finally met someone that's been trusted and passed down, pass a referral down to me. So I have them if you want their contact information, yada, yada, yada. You may or may not get some wins right there, but what it's doing is letting the neighborhood know before that solar is getting installed, and it creates some hype. So that way they know what time it's happening, they know what day it's happening. It doesn't just happen out of nowhere and you're there. They are expecting it to happen, and then you're there at the install if you can be that day to take any questions, to get some leads, to answer anything that the homeowners want to talk about. And that's a good way to create some hype in a neighborhood. This is just one of the many successes that we had. My buddy Cameron Krug, he posted, I taught him what to say, what to do, how to do it. And it created a humongous success in his HOA. So some condos are kind of tricky to work with because they have a shared roof. And there's a few extra loopholes that you have to go through when you deal with condo complexes. Cameron has lived in this condo complex for about a year. It's been there for about 20 years, and there has been zero solar in this entire complex, mainly because people just don't think that they can do it. So when you run into opportunities like this, I told Cramman, thankfully he's a good friend. I told him just to trust me and to let me do the work. And if I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. And we'll make sure that he pays off his entire system. And he's well on his way to paying off his entire 7-panel system. We just, we got 7 of these monstrous 440-watt LG panels on there. That was before we had an 8-panel minimum, but still was able to squeak it out. Immediately, once we put solar up, people started asking him questions. He posted this on Nextdoor, got 2 leads from Nextdoor. 6 of his neighbors immediately after we used Town Square app. It's something that his community uses in order to communicate with each other. Posted some of our promotions on Town Square, and every single time we did that, we crushed it. We got multiple leads. I told him to take this text message that he sent me and send that straight to Town Square, and guess what? 2 more right there. It's all about creating some visibility and figuring out how the homeowner can reach out to people that they may not know personally, but they have connection with.
And
That's
another outlet, just another outlet there too, Facebook groups, like in Texas where I'm located, guys, like every neighborhood has a Facebook group where people talk about the HOA, things going on in the neighborhood, the Boy Scout troops, the Little League, whatever, who's selling this, what animals are lost, like just like Nextdoor, Town Square, something in there resonates with people. And we'll get into that more when we talk about like the actual install day. I do a lot of stuff there, but things like this are perfect, for bringing that attention to bear, right?
Yeah. After we gather that fertile soil, which is their neighbors, and we start creating those solar proposals, well, all we do from there, guys, all we do is we water, we feed, and we repeat. It's the same process. And maybe one way that we can repeat is something like your ambassador program. You can be sending emails out monthly to them. You could be highlighting your ambassadors that do really well. And then eventually we turn them in, we put some more light on them, and maybe ask them if they want to take advantage of making half of what you make. Instead of making $1,000, they want to make 3,500 and upgrade their membership and learn how to sell solar on the side, whatever they're already doing. And that's all I got for today, Shawn. We'll dive in a little bit deeper next time, but that's the pre-install. That's my process. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and switch over and let Shawn go and share his screen. You're on mute, brother.
sorry about that. What I'm going to do is I'm really just going to talk and share some talking points today. I didn't put them in with any Nat Geo animal slides like you. That was awesome. But just the things that I would point out that have helped me tremendously. I sell jobs locally and I sell jobs in other places, right? You're going to have a different process for each one of those. But still primarily, I'd say at least half of my business is still local. So what I like to do is go out to any of those local installations. We've already done the preceding. Every time when I get to installation day, my homeowner is going to be a member of that ambassador program already. So what I tell them is, hey, they're excited, because their solar system's going in, right? So we want to keep that as the main focus. But what I do is I'm going to come out there and I will bring like drinks for the crew, hardworking guys, right? You'd be surprised like how many people take them for granted, right? You bring Gatorades out to those guys, tell them you appreciate the work, take some photos and stuff, and just talk with them. When customers ask questions, because you're not every install, it could be a 1 or 2 or 3 day install. You're not going to be there the entire time. They can actually be people that send referrals to you, or they can, if you kind of bring them on the right way, they'll refer people to the homeowner. Well, hey, let me get the homeowner. He just went through that process for it. So I go out to every install. I try to spend a couple hours on that initial install day. I take a drone, the cheapest one you can buy. Black Friday's coming up. Target puts them on sale, man. Like $300 drone. Take some before and after pictures for them, right? And you can take some like the guy's drilling into the wall, mounting the box. You can take some pictures like that on your iPhone. You make an iMovie, 15 seconds, right? 30 seconds with before, after, and in process, or like before and in process. And you have them share that in their next door, in their town square, in their Facebook group for the neighborhood. Hey, we got tired of those guys knocking on our door. We went solar. If you guys have any questions, drop by today. You can see what they're actually going to do.
That's fire.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
I gotta cut you off for a second and just say like the drone was the best marketing I spent like $220 on my drone, and it's like probably the best thing I could have ever done. Like, let me see if I can share this little tiny clip real fast with you. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm pretty sure the music doesn't work on this, but it's pretty good. But drone footage and giving the homeowners some clips and stuff that they can take back with them is absolutely fantastic. Like, we got multiple photos of like the crew actually putting the panels up. Just referral machines right there is giving them real awesome photos of their house on sky view. Hopefully you can fly a drone better than I can, and yeah, not run into anything. And I did a good job barely getting away from a couple cars, but it was a sketchy process.
Yeah, I've had multiple drones at this point, and even like crash them, put them together with super glue. The thing is, right, is getting them that footage, then people can visualize it, right? And say, hey, post this here today. We'll get a couple people come out. You'll in them as an ambassador, work them through the process, right, to get their savings report. Then the next important thing is you want to plant this seed. After you're energized, you want to share a bill in that same group or neighborhood, right? Yeah. That just like you did with your in the condo complex, you have that homeowner sharing a bill. Now, the thing is, with a lot of these neighborhood groups in town squares, if you don't live in the neighborhood, you're not going to be in that group. So they're going to have to set that expectation, like Tommy was talking about earlier, of what meeting with the solar person's like when you're dealing with Tommy or Shawn or whatever, like the pros that help me. So another thing that I do is on installation day with every customer, and you can do this even if they're not local, is you want to make a time with them set up to do a bill review after solar. You want to do 3 months after their installation. You want to say, hey, we're going to sit down with what your electric bills look like then, and see if your system's doing what we structured it to do. 2 reasons why I do this, guys, and this will happen. Some people are not squeaky wheels, right? They can be installed and they may have a problem. They don't think the system's doing what you said it's going to do. They may not have something structured correctly with the utility. That happens in Texas a lot. People don't switch over to their buyback plan. So if you have a touch point where you're hitting these people after the installation to make sure that they are 100% satisfied with what the solar system is doing, then you can catch problems before they go on too long. And that person becomes someone that would never refer you to solar, right? Or B, if they're super happy, everything's going great, you're just reinforcing that. And you're like, all right, Tommy, who's asked you about this in the last couple of weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then it's another potential. And right then, if they're happy, they'll tell you who they've talked to about this. And then they become an ambassador lead, right? We'll put them in the system. Let's get them a savings report. But a lot of times I see solar systems that are installed. Let me give you an example. So I just got this AI CRM and I dropped in like 3 old lead list, right, that I had, and people that had opted in for a quote before, whether through me or one of my mentees. And I had a follow-up that just went out to them stating, hey, we changed our new office number. Are you still looking at solar? And I got, 37 conversations. Sure, probably 7 or 8 of them said, hey, we already went solar. And all I did was say, well, how was that process? Bro, 5 of the 7 people don't know what's going on with their system. And it's, you know what I mean? Like it's either not installed or installed and not producing for them. So in the industry as a whole, not just Powur, not just our teams, there is an opportunity to continue to guide these customers after they go solar versus just selling it to them and they're a done transaction and that's the end of the day, right? We want to turn them into someone that's part of this movement and community and something they can get excited about, and they have data that they can show others, whether that's the video, whether that's their new electric bill. I don't care if they even show them the contract of what they paid for a system, because it's super easy to go, hey man, I know you and Maurice live next door to each other, but 2 houses that are the same size, you're going to have different usage patterns. So his system is going to be different than yours. You have an EV and you can get them right off of that. So I tell them use all those things at their disposal, show them the stuff, like show them the My Powur app. That's huge, right? I don't think enough of the Powur reps even use that sometimes. That's like one of the first things is like, send that to your customers. And when they have questions, say, great, the answer I found in the My Powur app was this. And then I'm referring the customers back to the My Powur app while answering their questions so that in the future, they're able to answer their own questions. So I tell them that, hey, show them your My Powur app, how you're able to watch every step of your transaction as it culminated into the installation. So that's just my 2 cents on this, guys, is, if you have a local install, get out there. You can do the knock thing, clover leaves around. Hey, we're going to have some noise out here. That may get you some leads here and there. Like Tommy, I started out knocking a little bit and I had some success with it, but the deals that they're going to be more viable are the ones referred by our current customers. So plant those seeds, keep watering them, and make sure they're not just a customer of yours, right? They're a partner going forward, right? They're happy, and they are now your your piece. They're your referral base.
Yeah,
There was
what Shawn said, like that you're their solar person. Like you're installing something that's gonna be on their house for 25 years or longer. You did it. Like you can have a 25-year relationship with this person. God forbid, like you get out of solar before that, but like honestly, like I plan to never miss the opportunity to have like updates every so often with every homeowner that I've ever installed solar. And I didn't do that when I first started. And a humongous missed opportunity. The only thing that I would touch on a little bit more like high level, if you have them check out, like if you have them show other people like contracts, if it's a financed contract, and let's say like I had Cameron do the same thing, like Shawn said, it's a great way for them to like feel like it's not nothing, we got nothing to hide. But Cameron does pretty good, and he didn't need like a 25-year or 30-year loan product that most people are getting presented. right? So
Right.
like they'll see, you know, you got a $200 bill and 30-year 199, it's going to be like what, $3 a month or something, something really low, but the price is extremely high. So if you got, let's say, I have Cameron show his 10-year 299, that's going to be a lot higher in monthly payment. But we weren't selling on monthly payment for him. We were finding the right loan products so that if you wanted to pay it off sooner, it wouldn't be a huge amount of money that we tacked on there for loan origination. As like a 30-year 199 kind of thing would be, you know, adding like 35-40% to their loan, but their monthly payment would be really low. You got to make sure that they can confidently talk about that. So the reason why they picked this product versus what most people are getting presented is a monthly payment.
And then there's another thing. I mean, it's really up to what you want to do. Something that was real successful at a solar company I worked with that I've done here is like I had some like independent power rep signs built, and like when I have someone sign a like in-person contract, dude, we take a picture every time and then we share it right on Facebook and we tag that customer. So I would say another thing on my list that, you know, make sure you like friend all your customers on social media. They don't have to be on your personal, you can have a personal or business page, whatever, but you want to friend these people. And
Yeah.
then after the installation, and I do it after installation because, dude, there can be something that falls through at the last minute. I don't want to blanket a neighborhood before, but like you can do the targeted mailers through Powur. Kiko, and do you guys know how to do that? I can do a screen share and show that real quick too. I think that would be a good ending point, maybe.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so I got multiple monitors kicking here. Let me turn on the right one.
Yeah, like if you know that you can't get out to the area and it's like if it's somewhere like out in like the deal that we just did this morning, Kiko, like out in Texas or like somewhere that's too far for even you to get out, well, we can send mailers, door basically notes to every homeowner letting them know that it's coming and solar is going to be arriving to their town. Me and you, Kiko, from what we did this morning, this is a humongous referral opportunity in this neighborhood. There's not a lot of solar and they're all pretty new homes. And it's an HOA community that's pretty close knit, and they all experienced that hellish winter in Texas a while back, and when the grid went down and only got 4 hours of power, and now it's going to be going up because they had to buy it from another place that went bankrupt. So all of those fees got added to them. We have a good opportunity to gain a lot of referrals here, so I'm excited.
Cool. So here's like, you know, Powur mains. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Powur main screen. You're just going to go into your marketing tab, guys, and then your personalized marketing collateral, and then select postcards, right? So you select the postcard, and then you select which one you want, right? They have a couple different ones, right? You know, even Spanish, right? Like this one's cool. Your house can be powered by sunshine. It's a real eye-catching design, right? I know that all the neighborhoods I have solar in do not look like this house, but still, I've got some on trailers too.
Pretty nice looking house.
It is for sure, right? These are my, you know, your A+ neighborhood. But right, so you just go here and you hit this direct mail button, right? So you view the front, view the back. It's going to populate all your stuff in here, right? So like I have a Twilio number that I'm going to put in here, okay? Because I don't want to go into my personal cell, right? So this will drop into one of my funnels if someone calls or emails, right? And it puts all your stuff right here, puts your little Powur picture right there on it, and then it mails it out. You just go to direct mail below. Do you want to target a new neighborhood? Okay.
And Shawn, go ahead and send some out for me too while you're at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. It'll have my name on it, bro. What's your last install address, please? Dude, I'm just kidding. You know, it's funny. Like, you know why I don't? No, like on Powur Pioneers, dude, like when people share their installs all the time in these awesome neighborhoods, I'm like, oh, cool. There's a zip code to drop a mailer in or do a Facebook campaign. So where other solar is, like build on that. So like you just click it off.
Gangster tip right there. That's fire.
Yeah, dude, like all day long. Like, and you'll notice when I share my installs, I just say install in Texas. But I'm just, be real. Like, serious, like here, like my old neighborhood, I'll tell you, this is a gangster zip code right here. Like, so you put it in, you drop, whatever rate, do a point, and I can just build. Let's just say I wanted to hit this little piece here, this neighborhood. So I can count the addresses, and you click here and it's only going to send this to confirmed homeowners. So in that little piece right there, near my install, I'd have 459 people that would get the mailer, right? So I just accept, I hit next.
How much would something like this cost you?
Yeah, and it shows you right here. So it shows you like per, let's see.
So 50 of them is
38.50, right? And this is just printing and ordering your own.
Yeah.
With the direct mail piece here, let's see. I'll do a real one. So let's just see here. Let's do. We'll drop it on an actual house, and then we want a radius of, let's just do. I've done like 3 of these and they've been effective. Let's just say I want to hit just that section of a neighborhood. So I'll get a count. It basically costs you $1 per postcard, guys, is what it boils down to. So you can do however big or small targeting you want on that.
Yeah.
Then you can just count it down until it figures the amount you want. It's roughly $1. You can look at without actually ordering one. I can't show y'all, but
yeah, we get it. This is like invaluable for
it is.
if you're gonna go and door knock a neighborhood right after. Like, it's just the perfect introduction to say, like, hey, we sent out this flyer. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'm sure you were aware of the solar installation happening. Just wanted to introduce ourselves in case you have anything that any need for a solar energy savings report or wanted to see what your savings could be. It's free. It doesn't take any more than a few minutes of your time. And all we need is a copy of your most recent electric bill, yada, yada, yada.
And one other thing I want to just riff on, man, and this is a guy maybe we need to get as a guest one day. So have you guys ever seen Panda Solar in any of the solar groups, any of his posts?
Yeah, I've worked with him before a couple times.
Me too. So he does a really cool class on like digital door knocking. And his digital door knocking is predicated on hitting people up, the low-hanging fruit in a neighborhood. Here, I'll show you guys. Like, so just go to Google Maps, right? So let me turn on the layers. Right, wherever, like, so he'll take a neighborhood, and this is, let's go that same. It's like here. So what he'll do is go in a neighborhood and teach you how to, okay, what are the best houses for solar, right? We're going to want to grab the big roof lines that don't have a south facing front of their house, right? Like this one right here, dope solar lead,
Like,
right? He'll show you how to pull that phone number and just directly call them. And this is, let's say do this in a neighborhood you have an install, right? You've hit the flyers in the area. You have your homeowner hitting the neighborhood Facebook group. You have the mailer going out. You possibly have door knockers going out, and then you're doing the calls behind it. You're hitting these people from like 5 angles.
Hey, Shawn, can you don't change anything? Can you zoom in and go down a little bit to those 2 houses up front? Right here, and with the one on the corner, 1 down and 2 over. That 12092, is that what it is? Yeah, that one. So zoom into those 2 right there.
12093 or 12092.
Either
gotcha.
one of those. Can you just leave it right? Go put the screen up a little bit so we can see those 2. Can Kiko or Frankie, can you tell me why these 2 would not be good home? Hey, Shawn, can you bring it up a little bit?
Up on my screen?
Yeah, right there. Leave it. Can you tell me why those 2 would not be something that you would want?
Too many planes on there on the south facing, and all the big planes are facing north. If it's oriented that way.
This this is a neighborhood that I lived in for years. I have like 38 installs in here. That's the problem. You're actually right. There's a lot of big homes with tons of planes like that. So then it doesn't, they're looking at 30 and 40% offsets and they don't see the savings there, right? They have to look at a long term, but like 12906, like that's gold.
Gold,
Yeah.
all day, like anything with pools and some and south facing roof, that's gonna be it. Now guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording